So we start out in the Janus System thinking that something fishy was going on. The colony administrator seemed too eager to get rid of us. We decided to hang around instead and investigate the colony's repair depot finances when what appears to be a cloaked pirate ship shows up. We determine that it's the same pirate that the Polaris encountered a week ago, except we challenge it with a weak warning shot. Their cloaking system is disrupted enough for us to see that it's not just another pirate ship, but a Jotun ship, a ship that's not allowed to be in the Midgard subsector. Cloak or no cloak. This really does change everything, doesn't it?
Indeed it does, Captain. We're no longer looking at just the possibilities of pirates.
I know. Now we have to assume that there might be Jotun spies involved. That bumps the seriousness of the situation up a notch or two. Tactical. Target their starboard drive. If they don't respond to my next hail, we'll take it out.
Aye, Captain. Starboard drive targeted and ready to fire.
They weren't able to damage our shields in the slightest. Weaklings.
You fool! It's not how hard they were able to hit us. It's where they were able to strike. That was a warning shot, aimed exactly at the center of our ship. It wasn't meant to harm us, but to let us know that they could hit us exactly where they want to, whenever they want to. It certainly wasn't a torpedo spread. I think it's safe to say that they didn't just get lucky.
Jotun ship. Uncloak and identify yourselves. There will be no further warnings.
Everyone, blank all monitors on rear walls. Keep the Tonkape on but open a visual communications link. I'll stall for time until our jump drive is ready. Greetings, Captain Knight. I am Captain Lokisna of the survey vessel Snapdragon. My apologies, but we are unable to uncloak, as our cloaking system is currently linked to our life support.
Seriously, its cloaking system is linked to its life support system?
Of course it is. I'd wager that without its cloaking system, their life support system would have been blown up a long time ago.
Isn't a snapdragon type of flower?
It's a Jotun ship, captained by a Jormungandr, and it has dragon in its name. I think we can ignore the flower part.
How can I help you, Captain Knight?
You can start by explaining why a cloaked Jotun ship has entered Midgard space with neither a warning nor permission.
I'm a little confused. The Hrimfaxi appears to be an Asgardian-built ship, yet it is captained by a human while an Aesir serves you. Has there been a war we're unaware of?
The commander doesn't serve me. We both together serve the Alliance. It is odd, though, seeing someone from Clan Jormungandr in space at all. I thought you were all locked down on your homeworld. I ask again, please explain what you're doing here, and if I don't like the answer, we will target and fire on your starboard jump engine, which should hold you in place until you do answer.
Again, my apologies, Captain, for letting my curiosity get the better of my manners and of protocol. My ship was recently damaged in an encounter with an asteroid field. As a result, as you've noted, my port jump engine was damaged as well as our navigation system. We entered jump not knowing where we'd come out, and, as it turns out, we came out here. The cloaking device protects us from pirates and the like. As a small survey ship, our weapons system isn't as powerful as it should be.
You're very fortunate, Captain Lokishna. I served with that asteroid field. Things could have gone much worse for you. Can we help with repairing your engine? I believe we have a special stockpile of parts that should fit your ship. We're attempting to contact the planet side administrator, but he appears to have taken off on an impromptu vacation, but we should still be able to assist you. We already have other ships inbound that can also offer you aid.
That's a very generous offer, Captain Knight. Please let me check with my engineering department for a moment. I'll get right back to you.
Well, she seems nice, doesn't she?
Yes, very nice indeed for a Jormungandr pirate captain of a Jotun ship.
I would think privateer is more appropriate than pirate.
I stand corrected.
Helm, prepare to microjump to the Janus 3 moon. Make the jump the second we see their exit footprint and Science has retrieved her drone.
Aye, Captain.
Commander, anything of interest to add?
It will still be a few days before proper reinforcements can arrive to take over. We will no doubt need to remain in system until then. Are you planning on engaging the Jotun ship in combat?
No. So far, our governments are not at war, and as bogus as their story is, it's just plausible enough to allow them plausible deniability. I have no doubt they will have doctored log records to back up their claim. Until they do or say anything that would indicate that they're anything more than a very unlucky survey ship, I think our hands are tied.
Indeed. At best, certainly not worth starting a war over.
We'll see how the Thornton issue resolves itself. That may change things.
What sorts of wizards are running that ship? They knew where we were, even cloaked. He knew that we are a Jotun ship before we even opened communications. And he knows who we are. He knows that we were damaged by the Polaris, and he is clearly aware of our asset on Janus 3. Our cloaking system may not be as important to our plans as we thought. I think it best that we spend as little time in this system as possible. It's clear that our mission is in grave danger. Jump status now!
Fully charged. We're set to microjump to the rendezvous point. Collect our asset and repair parts and jump out system as quickly as possible.
Jump, jump, jump! Please tell me that our jump drive hasn't just broken down in mid-jump.
I'm afraid that it looks like some minor repairs will be needed.
Of course. Why wouldn't it? Keep the cloaking system active. Contact our asset and advise him to stay hidden until we can get our drive working again. Tell him to have the parts we need to fully repair our other jump drive, or we will leave him behind for Captain Knight to find. I'm going to my quarters to update our mission report for everything that's been happening here. Let me know as soon as you have an idea of when we will be underway again. Keep an eye out for the Hrimfaxi. With everything we've seen in the last few hours, I half expect him to pop up and offer us assistance.
Will do, Captain.
Exit footprint detected. It's much easier to see when our stealth drone is right beside it.
Well, that was a little anticlimactic, but not unexpected. Thank you, Science. Please recover our stealth drone and feel free to start analyzing that data. Once we micro-jump, please put out a small drone web when we arrive and keep an eye out for either Thornton or the Snapdragon, or if we're lucky, both. Helm, once Science has her drone, feel free to jump.
Aye, Captain.
Still just enjoying the view, Captain?
No, just waiting for our friends to arrive. Even with only one drive, they're taking much longer than they should have. I expected them hours after we arrived here, but it's been over a day. I'm beginning to think that I guessed wrong and that they weren't headed here at all. Maybe once we'd challenged them, they micro-jumped out of the system.
Perhaps they somehow managed to avoid our drone web and have already come and gone without us detecting them. Or maybe their ship was more damaged than we thought, and they're still limping towards us even now.
That's also possible. Any updates at your end?
Not really, no. Any idea of how you're going to handle the Snapdragon?
Unless we can absolutely prove some treaty-breaking action, there's not really a lot we can do. Hopefully Thornton will give us some leverage, but with that Captain Lokisna, I'm not so sure. She's a slippery one. At any rate...
Captain, sensor web tripped, section 31.
Science, put it on screen, please. Helm, come around, move to intercept. Tactical weapons hot, and target their engine if you can. Snapdragon, drop your cloak and halt, or we will fire on your ship. There will be no further warning shots.
Captain Knight! How wonderful to see you again. You would not believe our luck. When we accidentally arrived in your quiet little system, we received a distress call from one of our citizens who has been marooned here for years, forced to hide his true identity among potential enemies who would do him harm. It's unbelievable that we would just happen to be in a position to stop and rescue him.
That certainly is unbelievable, Captain.
Good day, Captain. It looks like I won't be seeing you on your next visit after all.
It certainly looks that way.
You'll have to excuse me, Captain. I'm off now to enjoy the first meal of my homeworld cuisine that I've had in a very long time.
Perhaps we'll cross paths in the future.
One never knows, does one?
I find it more than a little odd that your maroon citizen happened to be marooned so far inside the Midgard subsector. The same stellar system, it happens that the Snapdragon also accidentally wound up. A system so very far from the Jotunheim border. Perhaps we can help you recalibrate your navigation systems.
Very generous offer, Captain, but I think we'll decline for now. My apologies for intruding deeper into your system here for that rescue, but please have your diplomatic corps speak to our ambassadors should you have any complaints. I'm sure they will be able to work things out if there are any issues. Now that we have performed our humanitarian rescue, I'm afraid that we must be off. Our citizen is quite eager to return to our home subsector, as is my crew and I. I do hope to see you again, Captain Knight. Farewell for now.
And I guess that's the end of this little adventure. Nothing to do now but wait in orbit until the cavalry arrives.
Not just waiting, Captain. This is an excellent chance for you to finally catch up on your reports. Reports that will need to include this little adventure.
Well, I guess it's better than being bored.
Quite so.
You know, I think she liked me.
Of course she did, sir. Everyone likes you.